You know what, let me. Okay, so live transcript requires a third-party service, so I guess that won't happen today, unfortunately. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, so we'll wait about 2 more minutes for participants to join us, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashley Dell, and I am the Adult Services Librarian at the Earl Morgan branch at the Jersey City Free Public Library. I am also the College Readiness Team Leader, and I'm happy to welcome you all to our first spring virtual college fair. Today we have Metropolitan College of New York, Borough of Manhattan Community College, Hostos, Hunter, and Hudson County Community College joining us today. And I am going to turn the floor over to Kalea Hoy, who will be presenting from Metropolitan College of New York. So go ahead and take it away.
It's not allowing me to.
Yes, I need to stop sharing. So.
And actually, my daughter signed into my thing. So my name is actually Shawana Secretary.
Hi, Shawana. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I was like, Kalea Hoy. I was like, why is my daughter's name being said? But yes, got it.
You know, that's kind of the problem with doing this virtually. You don't see someone, so you're just like, oh, is this who you sent as a representative?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I allow her to use my my laptop, so she, for some reason, my Zoom turns into her name.
I'm very sorry about that. Go ahead, Shawana. This is all you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so Metropolitan College of New York, our education foundation is built on purpose-centered education. So you'll hear about that at some point in my presentation. Okay. So our mission at, and we call it MCNY. So if you've ever heard MCNY, it's actually Metropolitan College of New York. It's the longer version of our name. Our mission at Metropolitan College of New York is to provide a superior, experientially based education that fosters personal and professional development, promotes social justice, and encourages positive changes in workplace and in communities. We have 2 campuses at Metropolitan College of New York. We have a Manhattan campus that's located in the financial district. And then we have a campus that's in the Bronx, in the hub section of the Bronx. So we have these 2 campuses. Our students commute between both campuses, or they choose which campus that they'd like to attend. But once you're an MCNY student, both campuses are your campuses to use. We understand that, you know, coming to college, you'll have different work experiences. So there may be a time where coming to the Manhattan campus is most convenient for you, but then you may find a job in the Bronx, and then the Bronx campus is convenient for you. So a little bit about our history is that we were born out of the idealism and turbulence of the 1960s. Metropolitan College of New York was founded by Audrey Cohen. She was an innovative educator who believe that education was really one of the keys to social justice. We know that education allows us so many opportunities that we wouldn't have otherwise. And she also believed that the education, an effective education, lied in uniting what you learn in the classroom with what you're actually doing in the working world. So purpose-centered education is just our education model for all of our programs. So regardless of whether you're an undergraduate student or a graduate student, you will be learning in a way that helps you see how what you're learning in the classroom shows itself in your workplace. Because, let's be honest, most times we're going to school not only to learn and improve ourselves, but we're also learning so that we can find a career path that works best for us. So the constructive action is a workable plan you create to apply what you learn in the classroom and address an actual change at your place of employment, organization, or internship. Your CA enables you to develop a body of living case studies while building the analytical writing and communication skills necessary for success. Employers are looking for people who can, do the work that is not automated. Like, you have to be able to see a problem, see an issue, and address it. And the entire time that you're learning at Metropolitan College of New York, you'll be working on a constructive action that allows you to do that. So you'll have work experience. At Metropolitan College of New York, you can complete an associate's degree in 18 months, a bachelor's degree in 2 years and 8 months, and a master's degree in 1 year. I know before I started working at MCNY, I used to think to myself, how are people finishing that program so fast when it took me, a little bit longer to get my bachelor's degree and to get my master's degree. So the way that we do our semesters is actually on a trimester system. So we have summer classes that are going to start in May. And then we have fall classes that start in September. And then we have spring classes that start in January. So because you're going to school year round with some breaks in between, like there's 2.5 to 3 week breaks in between each semester. So you could take a vacation or just take some time off. That's how students are able to complete the degree so quickly, because they can go year round. You can take the same amount of classes. I know some colleges in the summertime, you can only take a certain amount of classes, which is what, can delay your education a little bit. At MCNY, you can also earn credit for relevant work and life experience. Many of our students, although they haven't been to college before, they've maybe did a certificate program, or they did early college programs in high school. We actually take in all those credits. We want you to get as much credit for your life experience as possible. We also have hybrid programs. Prior to the pandemic and now during the pandemic, we have a combination of in-class and online. So although, the world is going through what it's going through right now, we have opened our campus. We are physically open. Our students are able to come to classes once every 14 days, just because of everything that's going on. Of course, the facility is sanitized and everybody is wearing masks. You can opt out of coming into the campus, but I did want you guys to know that option is available to you. And then we have a very liberal transfer credit policy. Many of our students have experienced college before, and we don't really even look at them as transfer students. We take a look at the credits that you have at previous institutions, and we bring them in, and then you just finish at MCNY. So here's a list of the programs that we currently offer. We have undergraduate programs in business, emergency management, healthcare, systems management, human services, and IT. We have a certificate program in KSAC. KSAC is basically being a counselor for substance abuse. There's so many different realms within that certification that you can go down. Basically, you're just, learning to be a counselor. And then we have a list of graduate programs. We have a project management master's degree in science that's actually going to be starting this fall. And our master's degree programs are in business, public affairs, as well as emergency and disaster management and community health education, as well as an actual master's degree in education with a dual certification in special education. So many times because MCNY is a private school, sometimes when people hear private school, they get very nervous about costs. I know that that is something that many of our students, when they say, oh, you guys are a private school, they say that in a way that shows that they're a little fearful of tuition. But it's important for us to, definitely talk about how to finance your education, how you're going to be able to cover it. Most of our students are not able to just write $10,000 checks to give to the college. 90% of our students utilize financial aid through grants, scholarships, and student loans. So we do have scholarships that we give to students. Students do use grants, and they also use student loans to be able to cover the cost of their tuition. Your tuition rate stays the same from when you start school to when you graduate if you don't interrupt your education. So whatever your tuition rate is when you come in, it stays the same. You don't have, and your financial aid package works out so that it's affordable to you. You don't have to worry about like tuition increases affecting your ability to come to school because your tuition stays the same the entire time that you're at school. So if you have any experience with financial aid, you know that if you apply through the FAFSA, the free website for financial aid, you are able to get Pell Grants if you qualify and if you're eligible. It is based on your family income. You will receive Pell Grants. Pell Grants is money that's given to you by the government that you do not have to pay back. It is just given to you to help you with paying for school. Then there's, if you're a New York State resident, there's TAP. TAP is a program that is money from New York State, just like with Jersey. Jersey has a New York State aid program as well. So usually students will have Pell and TAP applied to their tuition. And then what is left over after scholarships and grants, students usually utilize government student loans, not private student loans, but government student loans to be able to cover the cost of their education. The good thing about student loans, although people have like fears about them, is that the payments don't start until 6 months after you graduate or your date of last class attended. There's also different types of payment methods for when you do start paying it back. You can choose to do a standard repayment plan, income-driven repayment plan. Let's say you finish college and the job that you have is not, you started at entry level, so you're not making a whole lot of money. You can definitely talk to the government and get an income-driven repayment plan. If you qualify for student loan forgiveness, that's a way that you can actually get your loans waived. And then you can also request deferment if you want to continue your education. So if after you finish an associate's degree, you say, you know what, I want to continue on to a bachelor's, you can do a deferment while in school, and then so on if you decide to do a master's or a PhD after that. So at MCNY, we really encourage our students to participate in internships. We have a career development, career services office that assists our students as soon as they are accepted into the college. So we don't make you wait until you finish school to help you with finding employment. We actually start helping you from day one. Even with everything that's going on, our career development office is still doing job fairs. They're still having employers come in and speak to students. We're still sending out job postings to students so that they're aware of the opportunities that exist. They actually will assist you with updating your resume. They'll also assist you with, like if you need a internship for your constructive action. So like if you're not currently working and you want to get your foot in a door within a specific field or working with a demographic, they will assist you in finding internships so that you can, start to get that work experience. Because any of us who've looked for jobs before, we know that usually one of the requirements is a certain level of experience, and being able to do your internship and your constructive action at the same time is how you're going to build that experience that the employer is looking for. So this is just an example of what a career fair looks like at our Manhattan campus. This is actually our Manhattan campus. This is exactly what it looks like. This is our commons area. This is where we do our career fairs. And I said everything that was on this slide, that you can start working with them immediately. In addition to the Office of Career Development being available to students to help with resumes and to help you with field placement and help you with internships and, invite you to career fairs, we also have some partners that we introduce our students to so that you can start to build your network. Everybody has heard the term, it's not what you know, it's who you know. This is your opportunity to build the who you know. So the classroom is a great place to build the who you know as well, because many of our students are currently working, but not having the degree is like what the employer is dangling in front of them. Like, if you had your degree, I'd be able to give you this promotion. So many of our students are working. And so the classroom is your first place of networking, is being able to collaborate with your classmates, find out where they work at that first day where everybody introduces themselves and says, oh, I work at such and such company. That's a good opportunity to say, I should get to know her. Because any of us, when we have opportunities at our workplaces, we want to bring on somebody good because, you're at work, you work there for, you're there so many hours a day. It's good to have, people that you not only get along with, but that are hard workers at your workplace. So in addition to the classroom, we have an MPA alumni and a business alumni network within the college. We have an entire alumni association. Many of our alumni want to reach back and give opportunities to other MCNY students. We also have a partnership with the NAAA HR, which is a human resources organization. We also have a partnership with Money Management Institute, the Black MBA, and Toastmasters. Toastmasters is an opportunity for you to learn to do public speaking. And it's a partnership that we value because we want our students to be able to go out and present themselves and present their companies. So this is a sample of some of our alumni positions. We've talked about our alumni and where they're working. And this is just, some like a little snapshot of some of the opportunities that our alumni. So right now, if you were to look up the Deputy Borough President of the Bronx, she is a MCNY graduate. So we've had many of our students, and of course, everybody doesn't want to be into politics. Everybody doesn't want to be the vice president and community of government affairs. Sometimes people want to be an office manager, a program manager, or a college advisor. These positions are positions that our actual students hold. Okay. So this is a picture from our last physical graduation. We are definitely in talks and in hopes of having a physical graduation in June of 2022. So I'm hoping that those of you who are watching that are interested in Metropolitan College of New York, when you reach out to us, whether you do an application or you request more information through our website, which is mcny.edu, you will be connected immediately with a member of my team. I'm the director of admissions. My name is Shawana Singletary, and I have a team of admissions counselors that's available to walk you through the admissions process. Also pair what you're looking to do with what programs we offer. We have a conversation with our students. We don't just send you to apply for whatever program you're interested in. We also want to have a conversation with you so that we make sure that the program that you're choosing is aligning with your career objectives and just something you're genuinely interested in and you'll really be good at. Because we have those team of advisors at the admissions level, you're going to have people that you can work with throughout the admissions process. So there's no application fee. So you can go to mcny.edu, click on apply, and you'll immediately be paired with an admissions counselor. You also have a financial aid counselor. So we talked about the FAFSA and TAP and Pell and student loans and all that. And, it was really quick. So, and everybody's situation is different. You and a friend could come to school and have completely different financial situations. So your financial aid package would look different. So you'll get paired with a financial aid counselor who will also walk you through the aid that's available to you, how you can find more aid, direct you to more scholarships. That information is available on our website too. If you go to mcny.edu and you click on financial aid, there's a list of scholarships, and then there's the steps to completing the financial aid process. We have a very hands-on approach at MCNY because we're a small school. We are able to give you a little bit more of a personalized and supportive network. I know that that's important to students because regardless of what age you are, this is coming to college or going to graduate school is a new experience. And we just really focus on being able to provide, the support that you need to not only get enrolled into school, but to graduate. Because for us, that's the biggest and most important thing is actually seeing you get to this day. It's so rewarding for me as the director of admissions. It's so rewarding for my colleagues to know that we helped you from day one to the last day, and that we were here for you to support you. So again, you can go to, if you want more information, you can actually just say like, hey, I just want information on our website. It allows for you to just request information, and then you'll be paired up with someone who will talk you through the programs and, give you a little bit more information. And you can say, oh, I spoke to, I was in a virtual session with Shawana and she said XYZ, is that true? They'll be able to let you know, like, yes, this was true, and how we'll be able to help you. So, Ashley.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Just we have captions now.
Yes, I see. We have I feel so robbed. We didn't have captions my whole.
I'm so sorry. I was working on it, trying to make it happen. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's totally okay. I think anybody who's listening or anyone who should have gotten the information, they can actually go on mcny.edu and be able to request more information and have a more personalized conversation. Because of course, this conversation is general, but everyone's situation is different. And I think that that's what's so beneficial about choosing to come to MCNY is that you have more personalized attention and support and guidance.
I agree. What do you think is, aside from the regular presentation that you give for prospective students, what do you think is the most important piece of advice you would give to prospective college applicants for MCNY?
So the biggest thing is stay in connection with your support system here. That's the biggest piece of advice that I could give to our students. I know that sometimes you may say to yourself, I want to go back to school, but then life gets in the way, like you get distracted, you have other things going on. So, you start to push it out. So oh, I want to start school. And it starts off with, I want to start school in May, but then it could go to, I'll start school in fall. I'll start school in spring. Next thing you know, there's a whole year that has passed by you where you were thinking about going to school, but you didn't actually step forward and do that. And for every year that you spend not achieving this goal that you have for yourself, is the farther away you get from completing it, So the only way to finish it is to get started. So staying in contact with the support network that you have, your admissions counselor, that person is, just is a real person. They are here to support you and to help you get to your goal. So if you have questions, if you're feeling frustrated with the processes in any way, like you're trying to request a transcript and you're having problems, we're here to help. We reach out to schools all the time. And it's actually built in the application for you to fill out a request form where we'll request your transcripts from your high school for you. So we just do a lot of hand-holding that students usually need, because think about it. After you graduate from high school, that guidance counselor that you had in high school. There's really nobody to support you with coming to college if you don't go immediately after high school. Like that, you know, your guidance counselor at high school, they'll help you with doing the FAFSA and, you know, have college night. But after that, if you're a year out of school, 2 years out of school, it can feel a little scary. So staying connected with your support system at MCNY is really vital to being able to be successful and get through the process and get to graduation.
That is really critical advice. And the Jersey City Free Public Library College Readiness Team is there to bridge that gap as well, particularly for those who have been out of school for a little while, who maybe don't have a school counselor to rely on, and to make those connections between the student and the college admissions office. That's what we're really here to support. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that you guys realized that there was a need there. There was that gap there. And this is why, you know, programs like yours, and there's not a lot of them, you know, honestly, there's not a lot of programs that exist that want to bridge that gap. And there's also not a lot of colleges that offer the level of support that we do. So I think that, you know, anybody who's listening to this or who's tuned in and who's actually wanting to utilize the service, you're really in a good place, because you have the Jersey City Public Library, and now you have these great colleges here to help you as well.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, Shwana. It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
As always, everyone, please save your Q&A to the end, or if you have a question, type it into the chat box. I don't believe Giovanni is here yet, but Nicole, if you're ready, you can present ahead of Giovanni.
Sure, not a problem.
Yes. I sent him an email. Hopefully he'll get back to me soon. I know that BMCC also has open house today, so they're going to be running simultaneous programs.
Put this full screen. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I usually always have so many audio issues, and being in this virtual world, definitely a little bit different than it's been. But hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Flint. I'm an admissions advisor and a recruiter for Hostos Community College. We are part of the City University of New York system. So throughout this presentation, I'm just going to get into why Hostos could be a great fit for students looking to pursue a higher education. Very importantly as well, we'll go over the CUNY application process. So being that Hostos is a college that works under a university system, generally the application process goes through them. However, we do offer individualized support through our admissions office for prospective applicants. We'll get into application documents that are needed, degree types, the great degree programs that we offer at the college, tuition, about our students, and the types of clubs and intramural activities we offer, so on and so forth. So why Hostos? So it's actually been the 6th straight graduation record-breaking year since 2016. So these first 2 bullet points here, 46% increase in total degrees earned from 2015 to 2020. So over the last few years, we've really been able to get our students from start to finish, you know, starting their degree, finishing their degree. We understand at a community college level, many students may not necessarily be aspiring to get to that bachelor degree. Many may, you know, be just wanting to get their associates and begin working. So within that, we also offer joint dual programs. So in specific cases where a student maybe doesn't want to begin at a senior college, they want to feel out a program. For example, with John Jay College, we have a joint program called the CUNY Justice Academy, and it's for criminal justice and justice-related majors. So students can actually begin their career at Hostos to get their associates in criminal justice to then transition directly to John Jay if they wish to get a bachelor's degree. And it's just an easier, smoother transition for students who may not either have the resources to start out at a senior college, but also with City College engineering. That is definitely a program and a degree that can be very, very extensive. Students can definitely begin at Hostos in, I believe, it's mechanical, electrical, civil, and environmental engineering. And it's just a great start point because many students, may, like I said, if they want to begin at a community college, it may be a little difficult for them to start off at a senior college. In terms of other offices and support services on campus, one thing I really want to highlight is our career service office. We have officials who coach, they prepare, they support all of the students to become career confident citizens in a global work environment. Definitely being, like I mentioned, a community college, some students may just want to get their associates and go out to work. And our career service office can help prepare them from the moment they walk in or the moment they step into Hostos so that they can actually get that job, possibly within the field that they want. Because many days now, students, they'll get their degrees and it can be very difficult to find work within that field. So definitely career service office is a great point of support that we can offer students. We're also a very small, unique, and friendly environment. So within the CUNY system, there's like many big institutions, thousands and tens of thousands of students. At Hostos, our enrollment is it's around approximately 7,000. So while that may seem like a large number, within a college environment, it actually allows for us to have smaller class sizes. And we call it our Hostos family. So everyone is very tight knit. The staff and like your classmates, you'll definitely be sharing a sense of community within those spaces. And another great point is 86.2% of our Hostos students, they graduate debt free. So within this economic environment, especially during such a crazy time, being able to graduate without debt can be really influential when it comes to the resources and opportunities you may have later on. While a majority of our students are from New York or receive New York City tuition, generally students can still actually receive almost full financial aid if they're eligible for federal aid. But we'll get into financial aid a little later. So as I mentioned earlier, our CUNY application process goes through our university admissions. In order to apply, it's through CUNY. You'd go on the website, you would create an application account. You would submit an application fee. It's $65 for freshmen, $70 for transfer. And once that application is finished, you would then submit the supporting documents that are required. When it comes to the application deadlines, if students, for example, miss the priority deadline for CUNY, which listed here for the fall is February 1st and for the spring is September 15th. If students miss those deadlines, they're actually able to contact our admissions office directly. We would be able to have an admissions advisor provide that student an on-the-spot admissions decision. So if this is later on and maybe you're not sure, maybe your other college plans fell through, you're actually able to contact us directly and we can provide an on-the-spot admissions decision and move you forward through the process at that point, if that's what you wished. For the documents needed for the application, for freshman students, we need official high school transcripts and diplomas or your high school equivalency diploma. And as mentioned previously, $65 for that application. As a transfer student, the same documents apply. However, you also would need to submit your official college transcript. Generally, college transcripts, when you request them, you may need to pay a small fee depending on the college. But generally, if it's within CUNY, for example, if you start off at another CUNY, we actually would have access to those transcripts already. For any student who may have completed any education outside of the United States, whether it be for high school or for college, CUNY does require foreign credential evaluations, just because we understand that throughout the world, education systems, they are formatted and structured possibly a little differently. So this evaluation just serves to let us know what the education you completed, where your hometown is, to what our requirements are here in the United States. And translations would also be required if the document is not originally issued in English. Depending on the application time, you may be able to have CUNY complete this foreign credential evaluation for you. However, it's not guaranteed. There are services listed on the CUNY website where you can reach out to so that you can obtain this foreign credential evaluation. We actually do receive a large number of students who submit foreign credentials in our office, so some we are familiar with, but there is also a listing on the CUNY website of the credential required based on the country. So we would be able to assist in that way if you were to reach out. When it comes to transferring, if students have less than a 2.0 GPA, they would need to submit an appeal letter, which basically would just include information on whatever situation occurred previously that led to your GPA being below a 2. And this really just serves so that we know how we can best support you. We understand that students come from all walks of life, all situations. Sometimes school ends up becoming not a number one priority. For the degrees offered at Hostos, we offer 3 types of degrees. So at a community college, generally our programs are between 60 and 74 credits. So we have an associate in arts, an AA degree. We have an associate in science degree, an AS degree. And then we have the associate in applied sciences. Now, the associate in arts and the associate in science, they're both very similar. Those degrees generally are 60 credits, and all those credits should be transferable to a senior college. However, with our associate in applied science degrees, those courses generally will be a little longer than 2 years, but the degree itself will allow students to enter the workforce with that specific degree. So an example of this would be our nursing program, our radiology program, and our dental hygiene program. All of those are associate in applied sciences and will give students the credential to begin working in that field after they graduate. Whereas an associate in arts and associate in science, they're pretty much general degrees. So if any student is looking perhaps to transition to the senior college, very likely they would want to look at an AA or an AS degree. And the types of courses are listed here. So an example for the associate in arts is the psychology, sociology, criminal justice. For associate in science, we biology, chemistry, mathematics. And we offer approximately 20, I believe we offer 29 majors. We do have degree maps on our website. So any student who is interested to look at the full listing of degrees that we offer, it would be located on hostos.cuny.edu, and it will be in the academics tab. It would be under degree maps. So as I just mentioned, those are 3 programs within allied health, our radiology, nursing, dental hygiene. We also have courses and degrees under education. We have early childhood, both with a bilingual and just a general early childhood education degree. And under that as well, our education department just introduced a physical education unit. So it's actually a physical education track for any student who may want to transition to either physical education at the bachelor level or physical therapy. So really great things happening during this time. We're able to add a bunch of new programs. Also as computer science, that is a generally new program that we offer. And many students are like, you know, if they want to do computer science, they'll ask us. And it's just a very common question. We've finally been able to implement that. Also food studies, relatively new. I believe last year was the first graduating class we've had for that. And within that program, there's also a food studies club, which is pretty cool because they used to have this like aeroponic food garden where they would they basically, it would almost be like food engineering. Like they would have, like they would grow basil and they would grow all these plants, and it was very interesting. Also, as mentioned, our dual degree engineering criminal justice programs, as I mentioned earlier, very great ways to get your foot in the door and transition to the higher level degree. Digital design and animation and our digital music game design program have actually also been very up and coming, especially with the clubs attached to that. We have a gamers club on campus. There is a music studio, there's a design lab. So definitely a lot of really great and a variety of different programs that students can pursue at Hostos. So with our student support services and academic programs, just to highlight a few, I'm going to begin with some of our pre-college courses that students can take. So we offer programs such as CUNY Start and CLIP. So with CUNY Start is a program that will actually allow students to refresh on math and English skills. So this specifically is really beneficial for students who may have been out of school for a while and kind of need the refresher. It's great because the program itself is only $75 for the semester, and students can actually complete that and not have to register for any developmental courses within the college, which when you register for those courses, generally you're paying the regular college tuition, not $75. We also have our advising units that will be with our students for their career at Hostos. So, very important that students know that they'll have an academic advisor to go to when it comes to registering for their classes, when it comes to figuring out if the major they're selecting is the best for them. Also navigating any other type of issues that they may be encountering during the semester. Definitely very important. And, as Shawana mentioned earlier, to stay within your support system, definitely staying within your support system, because especially when it comes to college, there's just so many things that can come at you. And we on the campus, especially the advisors, will be able to help you branch out to reach those support systems that you need. In addition to that, we have our Academic Learning Center, tutoring center for those who may want to sign up for extra math tutoring. If you're having issues with an assignment for your English class, you can go there and you can receive writing assistance. So many great things. Counseling services. During a time where mental health is of utmost importance, you would have the ability to access a mental health counselor on campus that can help you navigate any of those issues as well. And this doesn't have to necessarily be related to school. This can be related to work. This can be related to family. Definitely very important to stay on top of all of that. Another really great resource we have is Single Stop. Single Stop it's almost like a one-stop service, and it really helps students who may struggle to, for example, get food in their pantry, file taxes, so on and so forth. So definitely any issues. Hostos, very likely we would have a program for you. And last but not least, what I want to mention is our CLIP program. This is our language immersion program. So for any students who may be English language learners or who have family who are English language learners, that program is a language immersion program that can help students learn English to become fluent in English enough to complete college level classes. So definitely really great resource for those who may be newer to the country. So tuition, definitely a very important factor when it comes to choosing a college. If you notice here, there are two types of tuition rates. There's the New York City rate, and then there's an out-of-state rate. So basically, if you are a resident of New Jersey or anywhere outside of the state of New York, your tuition would be $320 per credit. Now, if you are a New York resident and you wanted to be a full-time student per year, it'd be $5,208. So if you think about it, definitely is chump change compared to many other colleges. When it comes to part-time students, if you are a New York State resident, it would be $210 per credit. And when I mentioned part-time and full-time, our part-time status would be any amount of credits under 12. 12 or more credits would be a full-time student. And generally, if you're a New York City resident, it would be beneficial to, if you're able to take 5 classes, 4 or 5 classes, because you'll be charged the same amount of tuition whether you take 4 classes or 5. Just a note. And the last section under there is our non-degree. Our non-degree programs basically are for visiting students. So if you are interested in just taking a class, not necessarily pursuing a degree, you're more than welcome to do that. And the tuition for that is as stated below. $265 for New York City or New York State residents, and $420 per credit for any student who lives out of state. So getting into student demographics, Hostos, we serve a very diverse population. If you notice here, there's a million points of interest on here. We primarily are a Hispanic serving institution, but there are students from many types of cultures, many places. We actually, in our C building, have a hall, and it has the flags. I wish I had a picture. And it has the flags of all the countries that our students are represented from. So there's countless of them there. And along with this, we also offer a variety of clubs that can correspond to your heritage, to your interests, such as we have a salsa club, we have a gamers club as mentioned. And our students are also many ages. If you are a recent high school graduate, there will be plenty of recent high school graduates, but also if you're a working mom, a working dad, if you are an older person and you want to take classes, there will be other people on campus that are just like you. We have approximately full-time students at 52.7%. Pretty even with that. We do, as I mentioned, we serve plenty of students who have additional priorities outside of school. We have working students. We have parent students. Multiple intersections that our students come across. Now with our athletics team, we have a very small athletics department. However, the teams that we do have are definitely putting Hostos on the map. For women's sports, we have basketball and volleyball. Specifically with our women's basketball team, they actually won the national championship 2 years in a row. It was in 2018 and 2019, and they made it to nationals last year. However, the pandemic hit and the finals were not able to be played. But the fact that we have been able to get there that many years in a row and put Hostos on the map has it's brought a lot of pride to the campus, especially in athletics. Our men's basketball team is great as well. They won the national championship a few years ago, I believe. Well, actually, not really a few years ago, 2005. However, having a national championship under, any team is a really great accomplishment. The college is under National Junior College Division III. And we actually just introduced a co-ed esports league. And this basically is for gaming. So, for example, you would be able to join a Call of Duty, NBA 2012, and Super Smash Brothers. You would be able to compete against others through a co-ed esports league. And it is part of the college, so you'd be part of the team. There are additional requirements that you would need to meet in order to participate. However, you can actually go on our athletics website and you'll be able to see the full listing of all the esports that we're offering. I think it's definitely a really great way that we've been able to incorporate more participation to students who are interested in sports and gaming, but not necessarily having to physically be able to go out there and play a sport. So really great opportunity. And yeah, so I mean, Hostos overall, we definitely strive to provide higher education opportunities to students from all walks of life, all situations. You're able to go on our website and our admissions page and actually sign up for a virtual office visit if you wanted to chat directly through Zoom like this with an admission advisor. We're also able to be contacted phone and email. So we definitely strive to support any student who would like to join us. And I really encourage you to reach out to us if you have any further questions or if you would like to enroll with us.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was great. Would you be able to drop a link for the degree maps into the chat for our patrons?
Of course.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, so we are getting up on 1 p.m. So I don't see any questions in the chat right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Royal Maynor from Hudson County Community College.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me, see me?
Can see you, hear you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Ashley. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so nice to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back. Thank you for the opportunity.
Always.
Thank you. And so I am going to share my screen.
Yep. You have a couple of minutes leadway, so you're good on time. Got some people watching on Facebook Live, which is great.
Wonderful. Let me know when you want me to begin. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and present now?
Yes, you can go ahead and.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, my name is Royal Maynor. I am one of Hudson County Community College's community college recruiter. Sorry about that. Hudson County Community College, what is the 411 on enrollment? We offer 60 degrees and certificate programs. Our classes and courses that lead to associate degrees, certifications, entry to four-year universities or colleges, and professional career opportunities. We're flexible in terms of taking the classes during day, evening, weekend, and online courses that fit your schedule. We offer financial aid, grants, and scholarships. The majority of our students graduate debt-free. Under our support services at Hudson County Community College, we have supported student services. We're committed to our students. We have academic student programs or support programs, career services, and we are a campus that promotes diversity. Various student activities and organizations as well is supported at Hudson. As you see, the links to Hudson Helps and Hudson Cares Act. Under our Hudson Helps, that is our food pantry that meets Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for our students and also for faculty and staff. It meets on both campuses, our North Hudson campus, which is located in Union City, and also our Journal Square campus, which is our main campus in Jersey City. The hours are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in terms of the food pantry for either students and or faculty alike staff to pick up any items in terms of food. You see a link for Hudson CARES Act. The CARES Act is our emergency funding. Okay, that's through our CARES Act. And that came about due to the COVID-19 that we're currently in. And so we have emergency funding and such as grants for students that may be going through some hard and difficult times at this time. And of course, a list of our support services, academic support services, tutorial support services, honor societies, EOF, student activities, clubs, advisement, and counseling. We offer winter and spring courses, right? Of course, as all colleges and university does. And Hudson County Community College, we plan to hold our courses in 3 ways, right? And right now we're currently still registering for our spring 2021, which we have an online B section that is going on. And you can register for that if anyone is interested, which begins March 22nd. It is 7 weeks only and it's completely online. So registration is being taken care of right now. So in terms of students that is encouraged to figure out which mode is the right fit for them before registering, again, we have different modes that are described below. We have our Hudson online courses, our on-ground courses, and our remote courses. And that's due to the COVID-19 during this pandemic. Students have an opportunity to find out as to which way fits them best to taking classes with us. There's still time to register for spring 2021, as I already highlighted, right? So again, online, on ground, or remote courses options are available. Again, it's easy as 1, 2, 3 to register at Hudson. All you do is apply, which is our step 1 at our current link, which is www.hccc.edu/apply. Complete the online application, and there is a promo code to waive the $25 application fee. The promo code is uppercase H, uppercase C, number 3. And again, that is to waive the $25 application fee. And then step 2 and step 3, determine your placement and register for classes. We offer and have options in terms of remote college placement. So when enrolling at Hudson County Community College, students can choose from 3 options to determine their college placement. Number 1, college placement exemption. So you may be eligible for college level coursework by submitting qualifying high school transcripts, SATs, ACTs, TOEFL, and AP scores. Second, online college placement test. You can take the college placement test through Examity's online proctoring services. And number 3, which is highly new, directed self-placement. You will review course descriptions, expectations, followed by a brief questionnaire. And at the end of the questionnaire, you will select preferred course placement. So for more details and instructions, you can visit the link as you see, www.hccc.edu//remote placement. And again, we are still here for you, those that desire to apply at Hudson. Our financial aid. You can apply for financial aid by submitting the FAFSA application at www.fafsa.ed.gov. Also, when you apply, there is a code for Hudson County Community College, which is 012954. Financial aid resources are available for New Jersey Dreamers and eligible undocumented students through our New Jersey Alternative Aid application. And so for more information, you can find out information in terms of the Dreamers via that link. And I will put these links into the chat. And if you need assistance, you can always contact our financial aid department by calling, sending an email, and texting. Available now, as you see here, it says fall 2020 and spring 2021, which we're yet currently in spring 2021, but even moving forward for fall of 2021, we have what we call a community college opportunity grant. Eligible students will be able to receive free tuition. And so for students with an adjusted gross income of $65,000 per year, which is adjusted gross income for $65,000 per year. And for more information, you can contact our free tuition email there and or text and call. And again, the contact information I will put in the chat area. Helpful resources at Hudson County Community College. So again, our application process is easy as 1, 2, 3. The promo code is HC3. The link, as you see there, www.hccc.edu/apply. Our remote placement testing option. So once you complete an application, you will receive a email confirmation, welcome you to the college, welcome you with a assigned advisor with their profile pic and their contact information, right? Also, you will receive a student ID number within that confirmation email, welcome you to the college, right? You got accepted, welcome. Also in that same email is information that I'm actually right now resounding to you all via this platform. That's the same information will be in the email confirmation. Also, remote and in-person services, because due to the COVID-19 that we're currently in, these unprecedented times, our services as it relates to in-person are limited. But again, you can visit the link as you see there in terms of any information that you need pertaining to Hudson. Return to campus. We have a return to campus task force that normally and always consistently, and they're great doing it, that will send out information via email to the whole community college as to relate to Hudson County Community College. As you see far to your right, our enrollment guide. The enrollment guide comes out every summer, fall, winter, spring, right? And that's all of information as to what is happening within Hudson County Community College, resources in terms of as I made mention, our pantry. I didn't highlight right now in terms of right now, we have students that may not have computers. Hudson County Community College, our students who do not have access to computers can borrow a Chromebook from the college. And students in need of a Chromebook for the summer or fall semesters, they can submit a form. There's a form in terms of the coronavirus concern form. All they do is complete it and submit it, and they will receive a email confirmation in terms of picking up the Chromebook. And they're borrowing the Chromebook for the fall term, for the spring term, whenever they enroll. But you must enroll in order to receive the Chromebook. Again, our enrollment services, financial aid, advisement and counseling, Bursar, student accounts, testing center. Also, we have mental health counseling, mental health services, resources for our students as well in terms of Talk Campus. What is Talk Campus and how can it help? Okay, so students, they can also we have what we call students, they can participate in a peer support link in terms of the Talk Campus. So again, and also we have mental health services and counseling for the faculty and staff, but for our students, we call it Talk Campus. And you can find out more about that via the link that I will also share in the chat. And that'll be all. If there's any questions or concerns, you can let me know. And I will stop sharing. And thank you.
Oh, am I unmuted? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Royal. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Hudson County Community College is a really valuable resource in the Hudson County area, and they're also a wonderful library partner. And they will actually be joining us again on Tuesday, March 23rd, to talk about their RN program. So if you're interested in a specialized program, join us then at 4:45 p.m. Our last presenter of the day is going to be John Garrett from Hunter College.
Hello, everybody. Sorry. How's everybody doing? And appreciate the opportunity to meet with you guys and tell you guys all about Hunter College and what I think is a really great place to attend and work for sure and go to school. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through our presentation, and then like everybody else, I'll be happy to answer any and all questions that you guys have. We're just going to kind of jump right into it. So a little bit about me. My name is John Garrett. I am here with you today working for the admissions office. Due to COVID and the remote nature of our work, I'm actually in a dual role. My traditional role with Hunter has been as the Associate Athletic Director and Head Women's Basketball Coach. But for the past 6 to 9 months, I've been working with the admissions department and kind of expanding on the recruiting that I've been doing for basketball across all areas. And I get to meet with you guys. So hello. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about the greatness of Hunter. I'm going to start right off with the college motto. So the college motto is Mia Cura Futuri, which is the care of the future is mine. This is a focus today of Hunter as much as it was at our founding. Hunter was originally founded in 1870 as an all-women's college, and the focus was to help women become educators and take care of the future through their students. Today, Hunter has evolved as a college and has evolved around the motto. So what does the motto, the care of the future is mine, mean today? It can mean anything. To me, it means somebody that's welcoming to diversity, learning and developing social awareness, and being open-minded. And those are things that we really strive at Hunter. We're a very, very diverse school, urban campus, right in the heart of Manhattan. We're on 68th Street in Lexington. Today, very quickly, I'm going to walk you through Hunter College today, what it's like to learn there, what it's like to live there, all the different support services you can have, scholarship opportunities, the value of Hunter, admission requirements, and who we are in admissions. So we're going to take a really quick tour of Hunter. Because just to kind of show you that where we are and where we're located. We're for the most part on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, but at Hunter we like to say that Manhattan is our campus. We're located right near Medical Row, which is a term for all the hospitals over on First Avenue, the Guggenheim and the Met Museum, and we're only two blocks from Central Park, and right by the entrance of Central Park Zoo. Hunter has 4 buildings on its main campus. The buildings you can see behind me is actually the West Tower, but on 68th Street in Lexington, we have 4 buildings. We have Thomas Hunter Hall, the North Building, and the East and West Towers. We have additional facilities spread out throughout Manhattan. Some are for specialized programs, like our on 119th Street is the Silverman School of Social Work. That's home for our public health and social work majors, along with some of our nutrition majors. The building's open to anybody that does attend Hunter. It's one of the best kept secrets on campus. It has a brand new, beautiful library. We advise students all the time to kind of get up there and get some work done. We have 4 residence halls that offer a variety of living options. They're located north of Hunter at 97th Street, 92nd Street, 79th Street, and they all offer a unique experience. We're going to talk more about residence halls later. Hunter College continues to grow beyond the 68th Street campus. Within the last few years, we've opened up the Roosevelt House, which is the former home to Eleanor Roosevelt, wife of President FDR, Baker Hall, which is solely dedicated to our theater program, and our newest is the Belfair Research Building, which is in partnership with Weill Cornell for the purposes of discovering more advanced patient care techniques. Our Brookdale campus is on the edge of Midtown. It's located on 25th Street and First Avenue. Brookdale is a residence hall. It's also home to our Bellevue School of Nursing and our Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Last stop on the quick tour is our MFA building, and our MFA building is our Master of Fine Arts program. But as a senior in the BFA program, students are given access to their own studio for a semester for a real feel experience. So some details about Hunter. We have 17,000 undergraduates, 6,000 graduate students. We have representatives from 147 countries. We speak well over 100 languages, and students from 37 states. So we are very diverse, and that's one of the things that we celebrate at Hunter. Now, one of the values of Hunter is the education and the academics. So I'm going to talk to you about them in 4 areas. You've heard about our motto and our history and our locations. Now we're going to talk about the 4 areas of education: the overall programs, core requirements, our faculty, research opportunities. So first off is our programs. Hunter is transformed from the Teachers College that I told you about 150 years ago to an institution with over 70 majors. All incoming freshman students take courses in the core curriculum to help them explore subjects and areas of study. It's a traditional kind of setup for colleges all across the country. And as you hone in on your major degree path, note that no 2 degree paths at Hunter are the same. Students can be biology majors with a pre-med track while learning to paint or dance. Students that transfer in, a lot of your credits will transfer. They might not transfer into the classes that you take. So oftentimes you might have to use them as an elective and take a course that's similar to something that you already took, but your degree track will keep you on track to graduate as a transfer. This is one of the big advantages to Hunter because of our size, because of our liberal arts base, and we're pretty unique because we are liberal arts based college, but we are very, very strong in the sciences, which is not so common. Usually you're kind of one or the other. So we have a lot of really exciting opportunities for students to chase their interests and passions. Secondly is the core. Although some core coursework is pretty standard, like your general history classes, Psych 101, science classes, students get to take advantage of some of the exciting courses that faculty can develop and share with students, kind of as a co-collaboration. For example, we have a history of the Beatles class. We have a class called Hip Hop Feminism. These are some classes that you're not going to hear about every day, but if they're of interest to you, they'll fit in your degree track. These classes change semester to semester sometimes, and often year to years over years, so that keeps things fresh and interesting and kind of matches with society. Our faculty play a significant role in the success of students inside and outside of the classroom. The majority of our Hunter faculty serve as educators in the classroom and professionals in the field. The experience of the faculty increases the chances for students to gain exposure to internships and job and research opportunities during and after enrollment at Hunter. And lastly, research. I referenced it just a little bit, but the goal of academic exploration is visible within the research opportunities available at Hunter. Our faculty conduct research in many different areas, which allows students to partake in projects that interest them. The coolest thing is that there's a great collaboration between our faculty and subjects overlapping. And one of the things that's developed from that is Hunter is one of only 9 schools in the country that has an interdisciplinary program of quantitative biology, which is bringing math and biology together for a very unique experience. So as I said, we have over 70. If you look at the slide that's in front of you, we have over 70 majors and minors. Our average class size, even though we're a very big school, is 29, and that's something that we're very proud of. We're also proud of our student to faculty ratio of 19:1, with over 1,800 faculty members. You can just see a little chart there of what I was talking about with the layout of your degree, with your CUNY core work, your Hunter focus, and then your major and minor. How they overlap will be unique to you. And just some examples of students in their learning spaces. On the top left-hand side, we have students in the library at a fair. Top right-hand side, we have students that are working in one of our biology labs. The bottom right-hand side, we actually have musicians and students working together to put the tracks to a movie that they had created in one of our film and media studios. And the bottom left-hand side is one of our art students in his studio in the MFA building. So Hunter offers quite a bit academically, but we also want to take care of the whole student, the whole person, you. So what is there to do when you're not in class? As a member of the Hunter College community, you're part of a very diverse student body. Students are here, both traditional students of college age taking full-time coursework, and there's also a lot of non-traditional students who might not be going to school full-time, might be working full-time, going to school part-time. Hunter offers classes 7 days a week, and pretty much from 7 a.m. to about 10 p.m. at night, so you can make it work for you. for interaction and social growth. We have over 100 different clubs and organizations for any interest. Our cultural, educational, and society and social clubs allow students to gain many different experiences. And the goal is to expose students to these new opportunities. Every year in the beginning of the semester, we usually run a welcome week and a student life block party. We take over one of the city streets and we put all the clubs and organizations out there, and there's all this swag and free giveaways, and it's a traditional New York City block party. It's a lot of fun. And the purpose is to sort of show everybody the kind of exposure and connections that you can make in these clubs. Our USG, which is our undergraduate student government, they often organize large scale events. Right before COVID shut down last year in March, we were about to have an ASAP Fergie concert that they were hosting. So being part of a club or an organization can often lead to connections, not only socially, but academically also. So we have a lot of academically minded, like-minded clubs, socially like-minded, faith-based, really anything that the students have interest in, they'll create a club for. Some examples, we have a K-pop club, which is all about Korean pop culture. On a completely different end of the spectrum, we have a mock trial society that focuses on law, courtroom etiquette, and judicial practice. If you're looking for something a little bit more active, we are an NCAA Division III school that competes mainly in the CUNYAC, which is the City University of New York Athletic Conference. We have 18 different teams. If you're interested, you can try out for any one of our teams. My best advice is to contact the coach. You go on our website, huntercollegeathletics.com, and email the coach, and they can walk you through the steps of how to try out for that particular team. If you don't want to be on a team, but you love sports, you can become our biggest fan. You can maybe even become the Hawk if you want. And we hire usually about 75 to 100 students a year. So it might be an opportunity for you just to get a job. We've had a tremendous amount of success in athletics. We've won over 150 CUNYAC championships in the last 15 years. We have earned the Commissioner Cup 13 out of the last 21 years. We have 7 alumni who competed in the Olympics, and we've had 2 national champions. So if sports and intercollegiate athletics is not your thing, we still have plenty for you. Our fitness center is stocked with state-of-the-art equipment that gives you a full body workout. We offer a number of group fitness classes like yoga, spin, and HIIT classes. These classes are for both beginners and experienced, advanced, group fitness students. Our instructors can kind of work with everybody all at once. So it's a very exciting, fun, upbeat environment. We have plenty of pickup, recreation, basketball, volleyball, tennis, soccer, and we also have intramurals with various different things. Sometimes we run tournaments, sometimes we run leagues. We have basketball tournaments that you might play once or twice a week for 8 weeks during the semester. Or we have a black light dodgeball tournament where we light up a racquetball court with some black lights and have glow in the dark dodgeballs. Play some great music and just have a fun, quick little 2 or 3 hour tournament. For those that aren't so athletically inclined but enjoy group activities and competition, we do rock, paper, scissors tournaments. We do chess tournaments, tic-tac-toe, ping pong, 5Ks, all that fun stuff. And then outside of the health and wellness arena, we also have 4 student publications that the students run from start to finish, 3 art galleries on campus, and we have the Hunter College radio station, which is another addition to your experience. So like I said, we really do have it all at Hunter. One of the best ways to kind of see everything that I'm talking about today is to check out our social media pages, our admission social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We usually have our student workers or members of the Hunter College community kind of do a takeover, and you really get to see a day in the life of a Hunter College student and how they use our different spaces and they use the different facilities and experiences that we offer. So that's one of the great ways to kind of get some feedback on what it's like to be at Hunter as a student. So we're going to talk a little bit about residential life now. I'm going to talk to you about them in the 4 different places that they are. So we have 4 different buildings. They all have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security and guest check-in policies. There's different layouts and spaces to enhance the experience that you're looking for. So I'm going to talk about each building separately. The best way to learn the most about our residential life program is to go to our website and go to livingathunter.com. And they have all their staff. They have a lot of videos. They have a lot more information than what I'm just going to briefly kind of touch upon. So as I mentioned before, Brookdale campus is our most popular residence hall. It's a mini little campus down there on 25th Street and First Avenue. It has about 700 students living there. It is a library, classes. There's a pool, basketball court, tennis courts. At Brookdale, you get your own room with communal spaces for the bathroom and kitchen facilities. They're located in each hall. The cost of Brookdale starts about $6,000 a year, and depending on several factors, can be higher. So it is the most affordable option that we have. 79th Street campus, which I mentioned earlier, it's just north of Hunter College. It's within walking distance, or you could take the 6 train one stop. It's our newest residence hall at Hunter College. There are loft style apartments that have 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a common area. It's located, in my opinion, in one of the best neighborhoods in Manhattan. Really great places to walk around, great restaurants, just a lot to do in that area of Manhattan. The apartments are for 4 people. The cost starts at about $10,000, and again, based on various factors, could be higher. 92nd Street and 97th Street are very similar, so I'm going to talk about them together. There's 2 or 3 people to a room. It's a suite style room. The rooms are large. They're very nicely furnished. They come with either kitchens or kitchenettes and a bathroom in each suite. There's a very large communal kitchen on one of the floors in the building and another very large fitness center in one of the floors in each building. The cost again starts at about $10,000 and can be more expensive depending on various factors. Housing at Hunter is very competitive. We don't have a huge residential life program, and we do have quite a bit of students that are attending Hunter. So if you are interested in housing, that students that have been accepted to Hunter, that have committed to Hunter and have deposited to Hunter, my advice is to fill out the housing application as soon as those are complete, because housing is usually done on a first come, first served basis. There is some factor into where you're traveling from. So out of state students do get a bit of an extra look, especially when they're in a position where they've committed, they've deposited, and they've applied for housing. So another unique experience a lot of students are looking for in college is studying abroad, and we have an extensive studying abroad program. Hunter, we offer both long-term and short-term study abroad programs. Our short-term programs are during our non-traditional semesters, like the winter and the winter and summer sessions. They're usually 4 to 6 weeks long, and they're usually one intensive class that's either every day or every other day. If you look at the slide in front of you, the bottom left-hand side, there's a picture of a dolphin and aquatic life behavior course. That course is offered in the Bahamas. Not a bad thing to go to the Bahamas for a month. Well, obviously when COVID's not around, but go to the Bahamas for a month and study some marine biology and dolphin and aquatic life, and get a grade. Long-term programs, they're typically a full semester. They've been in countries like Australia and Greece and Austria and Italy and England, China, Japan, many, many, many more. And because of the value of Hunter, and we want students to get everything they can out of the experience of Hunter, the tuition for all of these is the same as your Hunter College tuition. So whatever your Hunter College tuition is, would be your tuition for studying abroad. It doesn't go up. It stays that same tuition. However, the cost of travel and living wherever you would be living, those are unique to the program, and those would be something that you would investigate with your advisor, specifically to sort of make the best decision for you. Another study abroad program that I'm just going to touch upon quickly, because it's also very unique to Hunter, is our Chinese flagship program. And our Chinese flagship program is you study Mandarin for the first 3 years at Hunter, and your fourth year you go to school in mainland China and take all of your classes in Mandarin. Hunter is only one of 12 schools in the country that have this program. It's a very unique program with a very, very unique and large study abroad component. So it's just something I bring up to show you the diversity and vastness of Hunter and how we have so much to offer. So college is all about freedom and figuring out what you want to do. But we're not going to have you do it all by yourself. As an incoming freshman, you're assigned a peer advisor for your first semester, and they help you through Hunter that first semester. So what's a peer advisor? Well, here at Hunter, as a peer advisor is someone just like you. They're a junior or a senior at Hunter College who's literally just recently walked in your shoes. And they're just kind of helping you get through and navigate how to being a new hawk at Hunter. As a transfer student, you get a professional advisor assigned to you. You don't get a peer advisor. A professional advisor helps you through your academic coursework to make sure that you're taking the right classes for your major and your degree, to achieve your degree and get, reach your further goals. Freshmen also get a professional advisor. So it's not like you're only getting a peer advisor, but freshmen, you get a little bit more care just to kind of help you navigate through Hunter. Transfer students, because you guys kind of know the layout of colleges and how things work and what a bursar's office is and what a registrar's office and those kind of things, you get the professional advising right away. So a lot of other services that we have in our newly refurbished 6th and 7th floor of the East Building Library, you're going to find a lot of our academic support centers. If you need a one-time math tutor in preparation for an upcoming exam, you can go to our Dolciani Math Center, or if you feel that you need writing support for an entire semester, you can go to the Rockowitz Writing Center. These are just two examples of the 6 learning centers that are in the 6th and 7th floor of the East Building Library. The library is a massive resource for all of our Hunter College community. It's in the East Tower, which is, if you see behind me, the 2 bridges that go across, that's from the West Tower to the East Tower. It goes over Lexington Avenue, so you don't have to go outside, which is pretty cool, and beautiful views. So in the East Library, the library is 10 stories. It's all newly renovated. There's areas for group study. There's areas for individual study. We have tables in the library that are all made out of whiteboard material. So you and your teammates on a group project can be writing your notes out together. There's TVs on the wall you connect your laptop to, so everybody can be working on the same project at the same time. We're big into technology in the library. You can borrow laptops, rent textbooks. You can borrow tablets. We have 750,000 books there. One of the other really cool features about being a CUNY student is that as a CUNY student, you have access to all of the CUNY libraries. So, if you live closer to another CUNY library, or another CUNY library has something that you need that we don't have, you have 2 options. You can go to that library yourself, or you can ask our library to request it from their library and we get it for you. Sometimes you going by yourself is quicker. You kind of have that conversation with the library. So there's a lot of support within the library itself. It's one of 4 libraries that we have on campus. There's a library down at Brookdale. There's the one in the East Building that I was talking about. There's the one at the Silverman School that I was talking about. And there's a very neat, very little, I don't want to say secret, but very unused library in the upstairs in Thomas Hunter Hall. Thomas Hunter Hall is our original building, and the original library is still there. It's obviously been renovated since 1870, but it's still there and it still functions as a library. Outside of academic support and library support, we have our counseling and wellness services. Counseling and wellness services are professional counselors that are there in a time of need for you. We all have times when we need to talk to somebody else, whether it be anxiety about an upcoming exam or personal tragedy, struggles with the semester, commute, work, relationships, all the things that we as people all go through. They're there to help you and set you up for success, whether it be meeting with them, making a referral for you for outside help and support, talking to you about a friend. They could be there for a one-time thing, or it could be something that you meet with them often. They're wonderful. And they host a lot of workshops as well to try and break down the stigma of, meeting with somebody, because that's something that we all should do regularly to just kind of maintain our own health and wellness lifestyle. Lastly, our career services department. Career services, they help the students in a variety of ways. Their office name is kind of mislabeled, in my opinion, because it's not just about finding a career after college. They help you with internships. They help you with alumni networking. They bring in a brown bag lunch series. Once a month, they bring in a speaker for a brown bag lunch series where the speaker comes in and speaks about their experience and how they got to where they got. And oftentimes, sometimes it'll be somebody that's in a field or major that we don't necessarily have because that person has that background. I'm an example of that. I work in college admissions and the athletic department and coach college basketball, and I was a history major. So, they're there to kind of have speakers that present those unique opportunities that Hunter often presents themselves. They do resume workshops. They help with internships. They connect with professors and departments to help with internships and research opportunities. And then every semester, they also have a job fair on campus where they bring in 60 to 70, maybe even 80 employers to meet with students. Sometimes they set up appointments. Sometimes they set up resume interviews right there. Sometimes they have interviews on the spot. Sometimes they even make offers and help students kind of get a job in a field that they're looking to progress in once they graduate. So there's a lot of support on campus. During this COVID, we've sort of revamped. All those things are still happening. They're happening in a virtual world. We have a huge laptop lending program going on, technology support program that's going on with support with Wi-Fi, any kind of software or hardware upgrades that students might need. There's a way and how at Hunter on how to do that. We've taken our food pantry for our students and families who might have some food insecurities. Our pantry has become mobile, where we're going to different boroughs throughout the week. And we kind of have the way of contacting all the students that might be, of need for those services where we'll be. So they don't all have to come to Hunter because it is so difficult to travel in New York City. In the beginning of COVID, it's gotten a little bit easier for sure. And just to answer some questions before I keep going, we have about 10% of our students on campus right now for classes. Mostly they're all lab classes that are important that students get hands-on learning experience with the professor for those higher level lab classes that we do have. Our Brookdale residence is open, and there's obviously strict and certain COVID protocols open in place for them to remain at Brookdale. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about some scholarship opportunities that we have. They're a little bit unique for you guys because I'm assuming that most of you that are going to listen to this or listening to this right now are from New Jersey, Jersey City, in fact. While we can see each other, we are in different states. So the rules are a little bit different for Macaulay Honors. So I'm going to talk mostly just about our freshman scholarship opportunities, but there are a ton of information for our transfers as well. The best place to see that, I'll put it in the chat, are the links that everybody's given you. But there's a lot of information on the web about how we can, how there are scholarship opportunities for transfers. But I'm just going to touch upon the freshman scholars for now. So the first one is the Macaulay Honors College, which is a highly selective honors program, and it's not based on any specific major. So the prestigious Macaulay Honors College provides for out-of-state students, for in-state students, it's a free scholarship, a free room at Brookdale for 2 years and a free laptop. For out-of-state students, it's a free room at Brookdale for 2 years and a free laptop. We do not get the in-state tuition because Macaulay is funded by state tax funds. So it's for in-state students only. However, the 2 years at Brookdale, that is still offered, and so is the laptop. And now the deal with all Macaulay students is that after your second year at Brookdale, you have the option of keeping the room. You just have to pay for it in your third and fourth year. Besides those benefits, there's also a fund that students can apply for to use towards an unpaid internship or a study abroad program, which is open to our Macaulay students that are from out of state. And again, I'm just going to say Macaulay is not specific to a major. And the reason that's important is because our freshman scholar programs, we have 6 of them. They are either based on a major or based on an interest or a focal point. So what I mean by that is in our scholar programs, we have the Datalist program, which is for our computer science majors. We have our nursing program, which is for our nursing students. We have the Muse Scholar program, which is for music and theater. We have the Yallo Scholarship Scholar program, which is for biology, humanities. It's not one major. It's for medical research. It's for biology. It's in that area. So again, it's not specific to one major, but it is very like-minded people. Same with our Roosevelt Scholar program. Our Roosevelt Scholar program is for students that are interested in public policy, civic engagement, working at the Roosevelt House. So they don't all have the same major. Could be pre-law, could be English, could be psychology, but they're very invested in social awareness and civic engagement. And that's something that comes through in their application, and they're awarded that scholar program. So the biggest difference between the Macaulay and the freshman scholar programs is that Macaulay is not a specific cohort of majors, whereas the scholar programs, they usually are. Traditionally, the freshman scholars have been a partial scholarship, anywhere from a half scholar, from $500, as little as $500 to full tuition, somewhere in there. So it does range, vary based on year to year, due to a number of different factors. They've even at times offered a free room, as opposed to a tuition scholarship. They've offered a free room at Brookdale, so that's something that they've also done in the past. So it's not always the same package like Macaulay is, but it usually is, something that's worth looking at. Other things that are on here that I'm not really going to talk about is our community college partnership award. As you can see, for transfers, we have the Thomas Hunter Scholarship. These are all just different opportunities that students can earn based on, these are all merit-based scholarships, with your background and your academic success. Here's a picture of our graduation from 2 years ago at the Garden. We do graduate inside Madison Square Garden, and that's right there where the Knicks and the Rangers play, and you can pretend that you're winning the NBA championship during your graduation if you want. It's really cool. I'm in that picture somewhere running around helping people sit down. So our admissions profile. So at this point, you've kind of realized we've got a lot to offer at Hunter, and you want to know about applying and what are the requirements for acceptance at Hunter. So at Hunter, we use the CUNY application. One of the great things about the CUNY application is you can put many schools on there. We don't use the Common App, so it is the CUNY application. You can put up to 6 schools on that application, and pay one fee, or you might qualify for a fee waiver. There is some differences for a Macaulay Honors Scholarship, a Macaulay Honors application. So please note the major difference is you can only put 2 schools on your Macaulay Honors program. However, that application does become a general application. So if you do apply to Hunter's Macaulay Honors program, that will become a Hunter General application as well. So it's not like you have to do 2 different ones. The Macaulay application does have more requirements. You need to write 2 essays. You need to get 3 letters of recommendation. And it all has to be in by December 8th. Your transcript, your application, your fee, your essays, and your recommendations all have to be in by December 8th. Our general applications, our fall deadline is February 1st, and our spring deadline is September 15th. But just as an example, those are kind of timelines. Just as an example, we are still accepting freshman applications at this point for the fall of 2021, and transfers as well. Transfers, freshmen are probably about to close. Transfer applications will be accepting through, I would imagine, for some time still. So I'm going to talk about the details of, kind of what we're looking for, but I want you to remember it's a scale. So there are students both above and below these numbers. This is just a scale. This is talking about kind of a target area, but it's not everything. At Hunter, we use a holistic approach. We want to know as much about you that you can share with us. So any letters of recommendation, your essay, anything, any kind of portfolio that you can provide. The more you can tell us and make yourself a 3-dimensional picture for us, the better we can predict whether or not you'd be a success at Hunter College. So our freshman 2020 class that just came in, the middle 50%, their GPAs for the middle 50% is an 88 to a 94. Our honors program, the middle 50% for those freshmen, both in Macaulay and the scholars program, is a 93 to a 97. Our transfer middle 50% GPA was a 2.9 to a 3.3. Again, there's students both below and above that. So it's not like you have to have an 88 and you can be below that and still gain admission into Hunter, depending on a number of different factors. What admissions is looking for in their holistic approach. we're looking at your academic performance, your overall GPA, your curriculum rigor, your essay, letters of recommendation if you want to provide any, and any kind of demonstrated leadership or intellectual curiosity that you've developed over your time as a student in high school or transferring. We did not use the SAT this past year. So last spring, anybody that was that was enrolling in spring of 20, fall of 20, or spring of 2021. And then we are not using it for the fall of 21 or the spring of 22. We will not be using the SAT or ACT. So that's unique. That's new for Hunter, not unique, but new to Hunter. So the value of Hunter, unfortunately, I don't have a slide that shows the out-of-state tuition, which is a mistake on my end, but our in-state tuition is very, very inexpensive. So $6,930 is our in-state tuition rate, which when you compare to the private four-year schools at almost $36,000 and the average public four-year school in-state tuitions at just over $10,000, we are extremely affordable. We have 75% of our students graduate debt-free. I want to say it's like 87% of our students have some sort of financial, whether it be federal or state aid. So most of our students do qualify for financial aid, whether it be from federal, from FAFSA, or in-state tuition in New York, or in-state financial aid for New York residents is the New York State Pell, which wouldn't pertain to you guys. But our out-of-state tuition is still competitive for sure. It's around $18,000. So depending on whether or not you're commuting, renting, living in one of residence halls, we're still significantly below the average four-year private schools that you might be considering. Some of the things that Hunter's done in the last few years is that we have 75% of our students have graduated debt-free. 98% of our nursing students have passed the nursing certification exam on the first try. 90% of our education students are employed within 1 year. Almost 90% of our pre-health advising students were accepted into medical school. We've had 54 Fulbright scholars. We've had 4 of them in 2019 alone. Within the last 3 years, as you can see a picture of some of them, we've had a Marshall Scholar, a Rhodes Scholar. Both of them are working on their master's degree in Oxford. In England, we had a Truman Scholar who's working on rights for women and pursuing a degree in Islamic studies. A Lucy Scholar who is completing a master's in public policy at Johns Hopkins after spending a year in Indonesia working with Middle East refugees. So we've had quite a bit of success. That's our president on the top left-hand picture right there, with our Marshall Scholar. That's President Jennifer J. Rabb. She's been the president of Hunter College for the past 21 years. And that is a picture of our subway entrance. We have our own subway stop on the 6th train, for those of you that know anything about New York City subway trains, but you can actually go right from the subway into Hunter College with your Hunter College ID card without ever going outside. So on bad weather days, with the bridges and with the subway stop the way it is, you don't have to go outside. Although after being home and, kind of remote and isolating from everybody for an entire year, I don't know if we all love to hear that anymore, but that's how we are set up. So lastly, here's the admissions team. Obviously, I'm not on there yet because, as I had mentioned, I'm here somewhat temporarily, but I don't know how long I will be within the admissions department. So one of these people will be able to help you if I do step away and you and I are in communications about applications or questions that you have about Hunter. One of them will probably jump in and help you and support. I'm working most closely with Alfred. This is usually Alfred's kind of area, but I'm here for the foreseeable future to help you guys out with any and all of your questions. Again, that's our social media information right there, and it's a great way to kind of get a peek into what a day in the life at Hunter really is like. So I thank you for your time, and that's all I have to say about Hunter, other than to answer your questions that you may or may not have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Okay, so We're a little ahead of schedule. Giovanni won't be joining us today due to some technical issues over at BMCC, unfortunately, but he will be joining us the following session on April 4th. So we can turn the floor over to questions if there are any. This session will also be recorded and posted on YouTube by the following Friday for those who were not able to join us live. So if there are no questions for our presenters today, then we can go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much to Shauna, Nicole, John, and Royal for joining us today. Some of our presenters will be back on April 4th for our next session of the Virtual College Fair. And we also have a panel discussion on what makes a college application successful next Saturday at 12 p.m. So thank you everyone again so much for being here with us. It was so lovely to have you, and hopefully we will have you back for more events with the Jersey City Free Public Library College Readiness Team.